First of all, tell us who you are.
Um, Lisa Everett, and I do STEM for pre-K or kindergarten. Sorry, kindergarten through seventh grade.
Trey Carter, uh, do HVAC, drones, coach, and part of the CTE team.
I'm Becky Gage. I'm the CTE director and I'm in charge of cybersecurity.
Talk to me a little bit today about how has Lone Star helped benefit TCISD.
I think there's been a big advancement in technology, and we've been able to lay a foundation down that starts all the way down to the elementary up to, our seniors in high school, and even a couple that have already graduated that are taking advantage of some of the programs that we do.
Okay, how has Lone Star changed your role and or outlook as an educator?
Literally, teamwork makes the dream work. Like, we can't expect the kids to carry out group work if we're not willing to do the same. So, prior I liked to work alone, and now I don't mind doing my part in group work. So, if we're going to do that, we need to be able to show the kids that they can do it too. So we lead by example.
And to feed off of that is like everybody is on multiple committees within our team, and within those committees, we're all working towards the same outcome of the big picture, big scope of what we're trying to do.
And what challenges have you faced implementing Lone Star grant regarding cybersecurity and computer science?
Well, I know that when we first started, we picked a spot that we thought was going to be a good spot, right? I mean, we communicated with our higher ed partner. We assessed where we thought our kids were. We developed a plan for that, and we quickly realized that that was not going to work. And so we did some more research. I think that you're going to find when you're implementing anything, it's all about research. It's all about trial. It's all about, tweaking and not being afraid to fail. And so we did some more research, and we talked to people in the field. We talked to other teachers who taught cybersecurity. And then we kind of reassessed, and we're like, okay, I think we need to start back here. And we kind of just made sure that we had the right pathway for our kids. So
it's literally implementing the design process within what we're doing. So carrying out what we're trying to teach across the district so that they can see that it's okay to go back and change and fix what needs to be fixed to get your outcome.
What advice do you have for others thinking about implementing cybersecurity, computer science, or STEM?
Don't be afraid to think outside the box. You need to be able to go with the flow, be able to change, and be able to have an admin that's willing to back you and support you, and that you can bounce ideas off with your colleagues, be able to work together, not against each other.
I agree 100%. And to elaborate off of what Becky was saying, like she said, don't be afraid to fail. Well, it's so much more than that, because you're gonna fail. Like, especially if some of these other schools that are out there that are small, like they hear rural and don't understand. Like when we say rural, our little 1A school, like we mess up all the time, and you just continue and you drive through, and with the support of admin and your teachers and your team, you just keep rocking it and just roll with it.
yeah, and I would just add on to that. Don't be afraid to do your own thing. I mean, don't take what other schools are doing and think that that's automatically going to be the combination that works for you. I mean, kind of take the big picture idea and know where you want to go, but then you need to really, I think, look at your students and look at your staff and look at your admin, and then develop a plan that's going to work for you. So it's not a one size fits all, and it's it's going to take some trial and
I
error.
agree.
So just, to have that endurance, and because it's so worth it. It's so worth it to see the kids' faces when they're problem solving. It's so fun as us as an educator to see that moment with kids. And I think it's also good for the kids to see that we don't know everything, kind of like what you were saying, and that we can work together and we can show them that problem solving process. We can show them how to have endurance and not just shut down after the first barrier, right? And to push through that and say, okay, well, what if we tried this, or what if we tried that? So
All right. Any last minute comments you want to make to anyone listening?
I just kind of want to elaborate off of what Becky was saying, because we jumped in last year, and on our cybersecurity, there's a few things going through our program that we had no clue. We either had no clue or hadn't seen it in years. And to be able to sit beside our students and roll our sleeves up and work alongside them, and them seeing us learn as well, really made our team that much stronger.
totally agree.
What would you say to principals who are thinking about implementing Lone Star or STEM and have pushback regarding, say, the ability of scheduling or kids fitting it all in? How do you make it all work? Talk to me about that.
Well, I would say to a principal that I was visiting with that it can be done if you're willing to think outside the box. Just collaborate with your counselor. Our counselor is great at thinking outside the box and not limiting ourselves. And one thing that I think our school also does really well is that we're not afraid to try something. And then if we try it and it doesn't seem to be working well for our kids or our staff, then we're not afraid to say, okay, let's reassess and let's tweak it and try something different.
Definitely been a trial by error. We use a lot of the engineer design process where we try one thing with the schedule, and if it doesn't work, then we try something else. We definitely want to be able to build in the research projects and certifications, and making sure that we have time for our students to be able to do that sometimes changes how our master schedule looks. So just having the flexibility to make changes and to tweak it as needed. I've always met with our students one-on-one to find out their needs, but I've definitely taken that into consideration whenever making the master schedule and scheduling the time that's needed for all of our different programs. We feel that if the students are participating in classes that are interesting to them, then they are more likely to come to school every day, and then their emotional well-being will be in the green. So we really meet with them, find out what they want to do, what is interesting to them, and then make sure that our STEM programs align to that. Just to be flexible, to make sure that everything that you're doing is centered around the students and what their interests are, and then just having the flexibility to make changes, because you're going to have to make changes along the way, and being open to that really helps you be successful in the long run.
Perla, talk to us about what got you interested in cybersecurity.
I got interested in the coding part. I thought that was pretty fun, and once you get used to it, it's pretty fun, and having your friends around and helping you and all that is pretty fun.
So you did robotics last year.
Yes,
What was your favorite thing?
The coding and building the robot and stuff, and helping my friends out too.
Okay. The problem solving behind it, right?
Mm-hmm.
How has cybersecurity pathway helped you with your career pathway?
Well, it helped me is like I said, the coding part, and I think it's good money, and it's pretty fun, and just
And so you wanted to be a coach, right?
Yeah, and I wanted to be a coach. I want to be a coach, and I also want to teach cybersecurity, help kids out with their career paths and all that.
Okay. And what advice would you have for younger students, say in elementary, 6th grade, 7th grade, that are considering cybersecurity or computer science?
I would tell them that if they truly want to be in cybersecurity and learn how to do all that coding and stuff, they would have to pay attention, ask questions, and just like help each other out with their if they're having problems, or just ask the teachers.
And what inspiration would you give to someone who says, "Oh, there's no way I could do it"?
I tell them that never say never, because I said that and I'm actually pretty good at it now. Knowing that I can do that, I'm pretty good at it, and I've have some friends who say that that they won't be able to do that, and I tell them don't say that, never say never, because you've never tried it. Just give it a chance, and it's pretty fun.
Okay. Talk to us today about how the cybersecurity pathway has helped with your career planning.
The cybersecurity pathway has helped by exposing me to all of the different career paths, both in things like computer hardware, computer software, and things like programming, computer building, learning about all the different components that go into computers, and learning how to code and all that. It also helps you explore job opportunities for just everywhere in the computer field.
Okay. So you plan on pursuing a career later on in the computer field?
Yes, ma'am.
What advice would you have for younger students who are considering cybersecurity or computer science and they may think, I can't do it? What advice would you give them?
I would say to definitely take any course you can. Like the course I took, it was very detailed. It went over all the basics. It's really good for building up from the bottom. It gives you all the information you need to start out with and builds on top of that, so there's no gaps in your knowledge.
And what all certifications do you plan on ending with when you graduate?
Well, I've already got a cybersecurity certification, cybersecurity basics, and I'm working on getting my fundamentals of IT right now. And I want to get a certification in computer programming and maybe computer building, computer hardware.